after prayer by Mr. Fleener, if Mr. Huddlestone would please lead us in the pledge to the flag.
Let's pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day, Lord. We thank you for the opportunity to serve. And dear Lord, we just thank you for the business we have tonight. We ask you to bless it and our decisions we make, Lord. Dear Lord, I just pray that you be with us. You be with our students and our system and our communities, Lord. And dear Lord, we just ask you to bless it. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is there a recommendation for the consideration of the meeting agenda?
Second.
Wait, you need to add.
Mr. Rogers.
I would like to add an agenda item for the COPS School Violence Prevention Program grant for us to be able to discuss.
That would be item K. Is there anyone that has an objection to that?
Make a motion that we approve the meeting agenda with the added item K. Second.
Is there any discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting.
Jennifer, I vote yes.
Alright, thank you.
Okay.
Me too.
Alright. Mr. Riddle?
Yes.
All approved.
Public comment period. There is a public comment period for each meeting with actual items on the agenda with the exception of teacher disciplinary hearings. Comments shall be limited to topics listed on the agenda and matters that are germane to the school board's jurisdiction. The total public comment period shall be for no more than 3 minutes. If individuals wish to address the board, he or she shall sign up on the form provided before the beginning of the board meeting to request time to speak. Excuse me. Each speaker shall be given no more than 3 minutes. Delegations must select only one individual to speak to on their behalf unless otherwise determined by the board. Individuals speaking to the board shall address remarks to the chairman and may direct questions to individual board members or staff only upon approval of the chairman. Each person speaking shall state his or her name, address, and subject of presentation. Remarks will be limited to 3 minutes unless time is extended by the majority of the board. The chairman shall have the authority to terminate the remarks of any individual who does not adhere to the above rules or chooses to be abusive to an individual board member or the board as a whole. This is public comment time. The board does not answer questions. You are here to make your comments. And the first one on the list is Wendy Brock. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, thank you for giving me time to do this. My name is Wendy Brock. My address is 102 Meadow Court, Green, Tennessee. I live in Hillendale Farms right next to Daniel Boone High School. I'm here tonight representing myself and my family as well as several of my neighbors that could not attend. First, I want to say a sincere thank you to Mike Masters and Eric Barnes for all their help and responsiveness so far. I appreciate your time and accessibility and your willingness to listen to our neighborhood's concerns. I'm here tonight to talk about the noise coming from the new HVAC system at Daniel Boone High School. I mean, we're glad that the school is getting the new utility updates, but the current noise level has changed our day-to-day lives. The system at times is so loud you can hear the hum inside our house with all the doors and windows closed. And if you're outside, I mean, you can't even enjoy your porch or your front yard or your backyard. It's very loud. Living with this constant heavy noise, of course, is bad for your health. Chronic noise exposure is not just annoying, it takes a toll on your health, your anxiety. A lot of people in our neighborhood either work from home or are retired, so we're home during the day and not just at night. Not only that, having this loud fan there blowing, it mostly sounds like a fan. It will have a it's gonna affect our property values. It could decrease them by as much as 20% because people would come to look at the house and why would they wanna buy that? It's like next to the train track. We love our homes and we wanna work together with the school district to find a solution. I'm hopeful that some sort of acoustic modifications could be made to the unit, like installing barriers or putting in some sort of isolator with the fan or to direct it the other way. Because right now, it's just really hard to live with. So thank you for your time and your consideration and your continued help to get this matter resolved.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you. Candy Fox?
Hello, I'm Candy Fox. I live at 442 New Good Road, Limestone. And I submitted my retirement on 10/22/24. And I was given this blue piece of paper that told me that I would receive $7,000 if I retired for 25 to 30 years of service. And I've worked 28 years for Washington County. And when I came back in to make sure that my retirement was in, I signed a new paper with Paul Masters, which that's what Mr. Boyd wrote me back. And that was the paper. What these papers? He had me sign it again, he just said, sign it again. So I did, and it's the date, I can't find it right now, April 1st. Let's see. No, 6/19/25, which puts me below, you know, at a different time, but I submitted my papers 10/22/24, so I was expecting the $7,000 when I retired, and I received $3,000 instead, and so I was surprised that I didn't receive, just was inquiring if I'm going to receive the rest of it, or is this it? And I expected it. This is what Paul Masters gave me. That said 7,000. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Candy Fox. Kenny?
My name is Kenny. I live at 100 Carter Sells Road in Johnson City. I've come to speak on behalf of those who wish for the resignation of Keith Urban for his multiple violations of trust between parents, students, and the school system. We, the people of the Tri-Cities, have spoken. Adults who behave inappropriately to minors will not be tolerated in or around a school, especially not in a position of power. Quote from the Bible, Matthew 18:6. If anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea. Endorsed, Mary Grace Wooten.
Thank you. Approval of the meeting minutes.
Make a motion, we approve the meeting minutes for June 4th.
Second.
Any discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open.
It is not.
There you go. All approved.
Announcements, July the 15th is the county commission meeting, the budget committee, it's at 9 a.m. Those of you going to summer law, that is July the 17th and 18th, 2026. July the 27th is the actual monthly county commission meeting. On the 28th, the teachers will return on the 28th at 6 p.m. That is our monthly board workshop. And that is all the announcements unless anybody has anything else. Yes, sir.
Chairman, if I could, just in response to Mr. Brock's concerns and other concerns, I know, boy, just being proactive and, there's things they're looking at to try to mitigate that concern. I don't know how much he would want to just update the board, but put him on the spot.
Sure. Well, I mean,
He's being very responsive.
Well, it was activated, the week of July 4th, so the sound began that week. Right now, currently, it's still in stage of construction, so there's, we haven't, and won't be able to plant trees till the appropriate time in the fall, but there will be trees planted. We're talking to the architects about an acoustical, fence or wall between the unit and the road, which would be between the houses. And then also, we've scheduled, we can schedule the fans, to certainly minimize the sound at night. But based on the load and the heat, now that's when there's 3 fans, and if it's a heavy load, all 3 fans will be running. But the majority of the time, we programmed it for just 1 fan to run. When we started the units up in the testing phase, all 3 fans were running full blow. So that's as loud as it's gonna be. But since then, Mr. Moore had the contractor make sure that the fans were turned off over the July 4th weekend, just because it was the July 4th weekend, to make sure there was no noise at all. And then, this week we resumed schedule, but we've scheduled it so, as I mentioned last night, the fans went off just before 7, 7:30, between 7:30 and 6:30 and 7 p.m. They came back on just before 5 a.m. this morning because of the heat. The water temperature gets to a temperature, and then the fans have to run to circulate. So it came on about 5 a.m. this morning, and then it'll run based on the load. But we're working on other, with architects and the mechanical engineer on some even other mitigations as far as how to muffle the sound even more, in addition to the potential acoustical wall and the trees. So, we're working on is what is the most, feasible options that we have. To reduce it, and then we talked about in the research, if we can reduce the decibel level, to 10 to 20 decibels, that's about, to the human ear, that's about a 50% drop in what the sound is. So that's about that's our goal, is we want to try to reduce the decibel level, as much as possible.
Thank you. We appreciate you addressing that. We just hope the community gives some, has some patience with us. We're doing the best we can. Thank you.
Your report, sir.
Okay. Well, there's various normal reports. Our enrollment, probably the most accurate enrollment will be in the August board meeting, and then most accurate will be after the first several weeks of enrollment in the September board meeting. So right now, these are all preliminary numbers that are reported to you across the schools. We are, just like we do every summer, experiencing people coming in and registering that were not previously enrolled in Washington County. So by the time school opens on August 3rd, we do expect some additional enrollments, and then those first few weeks, we also expect that to continue. So more accurate numbers in August. And then the other reports, our monthly personnel, and grant reporting, of course, leads to our maintenance work order system, and then our monthly financials that we did not have the opportunity to review in a workshop, but it's our same, general monthly financials through the end of the fiscal year.
Question in regards to personnel, maybe if it's in this area, in regards to the 2 people that we discussed back and forth during the budget to alleviate the amount of kids at those 2 schools that sped kids. Are we kind of waiting to make sure that those kids show up and that those teachers have the same amount of hours?
The enrollment's already been confirmed. Those teachers have been hired.
there any other questions from Mr. Board? All right, we do not have anything under the consent agenda. We did not have a workshop meeting, so we are going to move on to discussions and presentations. The approval of a 3-year renewal for Frontline Technologies, it's for the HR management system and the purchase, that's purchase order 8120. And there is the 1 year, 2 year, and 3 year options. And the purchase order is for 1 year. Mr. Flynn?
I don't know if it's Jerry or Brad, but why is it going up every year? I mean, I assume, but I just figured if you did it for 3 years, you'd get it for that one price 3 times.
No, they build in an annual increase. If you do a year by year, the increase is likely to be bigger. You minimize the annual increase by the multi-year agreement.
I probably need to clarify how you read that. This is a 3-year agreement only. And it's here,
She read it correctly. She just indicated that this next year is the 9,798.
yeah. Had we not have done that, it's more for the first year.
Yeah, the first year would have been higher. If you go by year, it's higher. But yes, as you notice, year 2 on the 3-year agreement, it goes up. It would have been higher if we did yearly each year. And we anticipate using, this platform, continuing to use this platform.
Mr. Flynn?
Make a motion, we approve the purchase order for the 3-year agreement for Frontline 8120.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Yes, sir.
I may have misspoke. In the recommended motion, it says 8120, purchase order, attachments 8020.
Can we have clarification on the purchase order number?
It's 8120.
It is 8120.
That's a typo in the.
Okay, no, I just didn't wanna.
Thank you for clarifying that, sir.
Yeah, and I wrote it kind of odd, that it's
Yeah, 8120.
for 1 year for that 99,000.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you, I'm sorry.
I wrote it clear as mud, sorry.
All right, if there's no discussion, can we vote please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All approved.
Review and approval of the board's annual agenda. We have to do this every year, so it is that time of year. Mr. Fleener?
Make a motion, we approve the board's annual agenda as presented.
Second.
Is there any discussion about the annual agenda? Can we vote please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All agreed.
The review of the requested van information pertaining to the purchase of the van for the student transportation, that would be high school. It is the Sienna LE 8 passenger van, and there's the government contract number, and there's the price is the $40,000, and it's coming from the line item that's on the agenda.
And that's you all, Jan's one has it, or somebody.
The information is on the screen, and it should have been in BOE.
Just got some difference between the Sienna and
I
the
saw it.
Transit
Needs
van.
a second to discuss,
So
or a motion.
there needs to be a motion and a second before we can discuss.
I make a motion, we approve. It's a review.
Second.
Second. Did you ask for a second or?
No, I seconded it
Okay.
so
I
it
just
can be
didn't-
discussed.
So basically, I'm sorry.
Yes, sir.
Basically, you're showing on here, the Sienna van's 40,000, Ford Expedition's 56,000, 71,000 for one of the bigger vans, and then the other transit van was 53,000, and the Chevrolet Suburban 60,000. So that's I mean, the cheapest option is to buy the Sienna van, which is $40,511. That's, to paraphrase what's in all that, is, and then there was some, last year, David Crockett spent some money in Boone too, for vans and rental vehicles, so. You made a motion to purchase the van for $40,511.
Yes. So we could discuss.
Yes.
Mr. Urban?
What are we doing, bidding out expeditions and?
We're not bidding them out, it's on the state contract, we're providing the options that the board asked for.
Well, I still feel like we need to put them in a bigger van, even if it does cost more money.
Mr. Riddle?
Do we have any information on safety? I thought that we were gonna get information. It's in the listing, what we could summarize.
Yeah, it's underneath each individual vehicle. Of course, they have the crash avoidance technology in Toyota. I've seen that mentioned somewhere.
I was thinking we were looking for like safety data, national.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know that we were able to get them. I will say, as far as in discussion, and this is based on data, you know, although there are, as we all have experienced, seen in the news, there are bus accidents, but bus transportation, school bus transportation is still the safest form of transportation in transporting students of all the options. And purchasing a 15-passenger or less school bus that doesn't require a commercial license is an option, but they also are as expensive as all buses, so it'd be about $100,000 a vehicle. But, you know, the suggestion from our bus transportation department is buses are the safest mode of transportation for students.
And we're putting them in minivans because they are.
Oh, I'm okay with it, I just, yeah, and mainly it's because of the licensure purposes, the CDL. You know, the CDL, but they wanted, but the transportation department wanted to point out that there is a bus that doesn't require the commercial driver's license. It's the 15-passenger or less than 15-passenger.
Yeah, it's on here too. I thought I read it somewhere. 111,000.
Yeah.
Right. But, you know, they just wanted that to be known.
And this again is for the smaller sports teams, tennis teams and the like.
In groups, FFA, and that's the groups that use them are the small athletic teams, you know, the student groups, student clubs, like FFA and others that go to competitions, CTE competitions.
If a regular school bus is proven to be the safest, why aren't we then using regular school buses?
Nobody can drive.
That's
Probably because of drivers and just, you know, that's probably the reason. That most school districts use these vans as drivers and then the wear and tear on buses, the additional wear and tear on buses in addition to what they already use for activity buses.
I don't think buses can go out of, like, overnight trips either, can they?
Not generally, we don't have enough in our fleet and we don't have enough buses or drivers to do that.
And a lot of these are going to conventions and,
Competitions.
competitions where they have to spend the night. So buses don't go because we don't have enough to replace or use.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, and it was noted on there, you know, we have had groups rent, an eligible van, and there wasn't a van available, so we've had groups rent vans to use them.
I was just gonna say that I'd hate to see me and Chad and some others, big old corn-fed boys in the back end of a little Toyota van. That's pretty tight.
It is, but sometimes if it's the only way you can get
It
there.
don't matter.
Mr. Barnes?
I guess, my thoughts are that I'm comfortable with the smaller van. Modern vehicles, the safety technology that's government required, crash avoidance, seatbelt requirements, and airbags and what have you. I mean, it's not 1960. I'm comfortable with the smaller van. So,
Is there any more discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Okay, it's who made that motion?
Mr. Riddle?
Thank you. And the motion is for the purchase of the van?
Yes.
that's the, decorate.
Voting is open. Motion carries with 2 noes.
Thank you. Transportation report, that's an annual agenda item. Does anybody have any questions on the transportation report? Chad?
Do we have to make a motion to accept it?
Yes.
Make a motion, we accept the transportation report as presented. Second.
Any discussion? Mr. Barnes?
Just a question, trying to find it now, as I was reading through it this week on the actual number of the large buses, which I read 28 on here that are listed as spares. Yeah, I guess on item 2, that number surprised me, 65 active and 23 spares. A misunderstanding we had, that just seemed like a very high number.
Especially with us rolling off buses, because of their mileage and their years. I do know the ones that are kept as spares, they're at the end of life. 23 is something I won't have to verify, it sounds high to me too. Because we've reduced the numbers over the last several years. My first year, we had over, we exceeded 100 buses. And we've reduced the fleet over the years. We just have not replaced some buses.
I certainly applaud the efforts over the years to reduce the number of routes. I think one time, many years ago, we were running 110 buses.
Yeah.
So the system's done a great job there, but I'd just like to really dig into that. Actually, how many set of wheels do we have out there?
Right.
That we may or may not need.
Yes, sir. I will verify that, yes, sir.
Is there any more questions or discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All approved.
The electric school bus grant. We need approval to request from the county commission to use the allocated bus funds in the county educational capital funds for purchase of the electric bus. Mr. Flynn?
Make a motion, we approve the, electric school bus purchase. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Grant.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Because we'll be using the capital funds for the electric school bus. But that is the allocated funds for buses. Yes, Mr. Riddle?
Comparatively, what's the cost of what we'll be owing on this if we receive the grant versus a straight out purchase of a standard bus?
The actual expenditure, after our reimbursement, will be less than a typical bus. typical bus is 150 plus, I think it's in the neighborhood of 130.
137 million.
Yeah.
But those only run in the Jonesboro district,
But
right?
what happens because, yes, but in using, you know, where we provision the electric buses, we think about the route. And our plan is the Jonesboro elementary fleet.
Yes.
But also, the way the grant works is reimbursement. So in the education capital fund, the approved plan, it accounts for all about 400,000 of it. We will get reimbursed. They'll pay it out of the education capital plan. The system will get reimbursed the amount, and then we have to put it back in. So we're actually using of the board's money to accessible to the education capital plan, the 137.
Yes.
For bus merge.
All right, thank you.
Any more discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting's open. What do you want me to do?
Absolutely.
Mr. Irvin, how do you vote?
No.
I got it.
I did it through.
I punched it.
Okay, it is went through.
Okay.
It carries with one vote. And I will mark Mr. Huddleston absent for the vote.
Okay, thank you.
Shows it. I'll fix that.
All right, so moving into purchase orders, purchase order 8099, it's Water Solutions in Kingsport. That's the chiller monitoring service. Mr. Fleener,
Make a motion, we approve 8099 purchase order.
any discussion?
Second.
Yes.
No. Mr. Fleener?
What exactly, I know that, what are they monitoring is what I would, and I guess because it's a new chiller down there, I would assume.
We have more than one chiller. This is not just for Boone, is it?
This is Davy Crockett.
David Crockett.
But I didn't understand, I was just wondering what the monitoring, what they're actually monitoring.
I'd say it's annual maintenance and monitoring of the water pressure of the system.
Okay. I mean, I just knew they were newer down there, and I figured we had maintenance contract built in, you know, on the front end, but would you just circle a wagon on that? And later on, let us know
I'll have
on that?
Mr. Moore provide a detailed
I didn't know, I just, like I said,
explanation of that process.
please.
I mean, with the, I guess there's a cooling tower down there, I guess, just like what we're putting it down, so you gotta, I don't know, but dealt with those systems, you gotta monitor the chemical.
Right. But I would've just, like I said, I thought that if it was the newer one, that was already built into the maintenance contract, that's the only thing.
It may not be, I mean, it may not have been in the way that we purchased that.
May or not be.
Mr. Irvin?
Well, I don't think we've ever monitored it, had a monitor for Crockett's, have we?
That's what
This
it
is
is.
Crockett.
This is Crockett's.
But I didn't think we've ever had one.
I thought when we purchased the new ones, we had one because I thought there was something about the pressure or.
It's a matter of corrosion in the system. You gotta keep right balance, pH balance, the chemicals to reduce corrosion. You gotta have it.
I have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. It carries with one no.
Purchase order 8102, it's the Imagine Learning. It is system-wide, Mr.
This is the online for additional credit and credit recovery used at the high schools. Primarily used at Asbury, but also at the two high schools. for credit recovery. At Asbury, it's the platform for both credit recovery and initial credit. Edgenuity is the actual
Okay,
name, but the company is Imagine.
I was gonna ask.
Imagine Learning.
Mr. Fleener.
Make a motion, we approve 8102.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All agreed.
Purchase order 8109, it's the pre-ACT test for Daniel Boone, and if you'll notice that 8220 is the pre-ACT test for David Crockett High School. Mr. Flair.
Make a motion, we approve 8109, 8220.
Second.
Any discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All agreed.
Purchase order 8183, that is instructional Salt Lake City. That is our Canvas renewal for the system. It is system-wide. It's what we use for our Chromebooks. Mr. Flynn.
Make a motion, we approve 8183 and 8184. Both of them are just renewals.
Okay.
If you'll allow it.
Second. If I may, both our renewals, one is the learning management system, Canvas. The other one is our monitoring system for all of our devices and our network, student protection.
Who seconded that? Mr. Any more discussion about those? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All agreed.
The purchase order 35934 is the Power School. There's a lot of pieces and parts to that. Do you want to?
This is actually the career inventory. Naviance with Power Schools, the parent company. This is what we use in our middle schools and high schools for career inventory and career exploration. And mainly it's around their career inventory as far as their aptitude to identify their areas, programs of very interest in programs of study.
Mr. Barnes, would you like to group some things together? Is that what you're asking?
No, I was, F.6, we lumped that in with the prior purchase order.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's just one issue we had this one.
Oh, yes.
It is a renewal.
Mr. Flynn.
Make a motion, we approve PO 35934.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Can we vote, please? Jennifer?
Voting is open. All agreed.
Purchase order 8193. It's bus rot. It's a Sourcewell contract. It would start with year one, so that would mean we would have year two and year three increases.
Yeah, it's an annual. Yeah, with this agreement, the increases will be minimal. It also includes in year one, the equipment that we need to add to the buses. There'll be tablets for routing that are added to the buses. And then it's also, this equipment includes the check-in, check-out for students, so we do know who's on our buses.
How's that gonna work? If you would, please.
There's a fob or an ID. For younger students, we would just put, work with the parents and put it on their backpack. If they do forget it or they lose it, or if it's a high school student that loses it or forgets it, the bus driver can do a quick lookup, but it makes it more efficient if they just scan in.
Do the parents need to download an app?
They don't need to, they can download an app because then they will know where their child is at all times.
Right.
based on their login, it's specific to them, so they can identify the bus and the location, and also whether or not their child is on the bus. What we had before is they could see that the bus was en route with that app, but they could not see that it did not tell them that their child was actually on the bus. This will actually, it'll show them that they checked into the bus and on the bus.
How will we be letting the parents know if this app is available?
The way we do it through school, we do it through training, we do it through our website, communication through the schools, possible, parent trainings if they wanna come in and be trained on it, if they need additional support.
I believe parents have already received kind of a heads up, hey, this is coming.
Yeah, we tried, with this too, like most, service providers, I mean, they have a toolkit with communication suggest to send this now, set up the awareness, and then some training, guidance too, or at least some guidance on how to download the app, open the app, use the app.
Mr. Walters? Oh.
I just remember this year, the lady who decided to come down here and ask you to help her fill out the form for free and reduced lunch online.
And that's fine.
Just don't want
I think it's
a bunch of people coming down to do that.
well, I think, what most did that did require services worked with their school. Some chose they didn't want to work with their school.
Right, yes, I remember the lady.
But the ones that probably were most successful in getting help, worked with their school.
Mr. Walters?
Make a motion, we approve purchase order 8193, plus right.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
So this would be just for the kids that's going to ride the bus, right? Or is it gonna be for all children?
It's a bus software. It's also the routing software, the zoning software, the tracking of the buses, the GPS, the like I said, there'll be surfaces or there'll be, screens on the bus. When we have substitute drivers, it'll tell that substitute driver exactly what the route is, when to turn. Like before, they had a paper route to follow. But it's to say, before we had a different software, we transitioned to a new software, more modern software.
Mr. Walters?
Just want to make a statement. For the routing thing, it's wonderful for the bus drivers and everybody, but, which we've all set on this adventure of trying to keep our kids and teachers and all more secure, and I just think this is an awesome thing to just continue to build that secure house, if you will, around our kids and teachers. So I'm excited about it, to see how it works.
Any other districts around us using it?
In this region,
Yeah. No, okay.
Yeah. We've had some colleagues, ask us about it, and they're probably exploring it, but I think as of right now, we may be in this northeast region first.
Sweet.
Good.
Thank you. All right, anybody else have a question? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting's open. All agreed.
Dietary requisition 14302700001. It's the Horizon Software intern. It's their annual maintenance. Mr. Flynn?
If you would allow, I'd like to group dietary requisition, let me just say F9, F10, F11, F12, and F13, and F14, and F15. All of it's for 26-27.
Absolutely.
Second.
Any questions about those requisitions for dietary? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting's open. And all agreed.
Approval for the FY27 differentiated pay plan.
make a motion to approve the FY 27 differentiated pay plan.
Second.
Any discussion about the pay plan?
Question. Looking at the plan submission, when I see 5 instructional coaches, I thought we had reduced those, or is this of a different nature, or a different funding other than our general budget?
We did not reduce those. This reflects our staffing. You can see it's 4, and you can see the ones that it lists, but this money does not pay for this. It's our plan.
Right.
In our budget of what we say is differentiated pay, and we differentiate it by these roles that we budgeted and have. Annually, Tennessee districts are required to have a differentiated pay plan.
Okay.
You can choose to include by roles, or you can have pay for performance, bonuses, things like that. But Washington County has consistently chosen the role-based differentiated pay plan.
I understand the differentiated pay part, I just did not know we still had 5 instructional coaches.
We did not reduce the instructional coach number. We had 2 that were school-based.
Right.
That we reduced 1, but not district. We reduced the 1 school-based instructional.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, sir, yeah. That one was at Fall Branch, South Central. And then the one at Fall Branch, we reassigned.
Is there any more discussion?
So you are correct, yes, we did.
Just 1.
Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting open. All agreed.
Approval for the FY 27 salary schedules and supplements.
These all reflect the adjustments in the approved budget. The amount to get our salary scale or minimum salary scale to meet the minimum state salary scale for our teachers, and the 50-cent raise on all of the wage positions, all the hourly wage positions, and then the 3% raise on the admin, senior admin, and directors and supervisors.
Mr. Riddle.
I make a motion, we approve the FY 27 salary schedule and supplements.
Second.
Any discussion? Yes, sir.
And this puts us up to meeting the statute.
Yes, sir, it aligns with what we budgeted to meet the requirement.
Thank you.
Seeing no more discussion, can we vote, please, Jennifer?
This basically ends the pledge by the governor as far as where salaries are supposed to go. If they're gonna go any higher, then our next governor is going to end up having to deal with this matter.
That'll be the next governor, yes.
All agreed.
Thank you. If you will draw your attention to the policy, every policy that is on here is changed by law. We do have to January to complete this, but it is in law, so it is in our best interest just to go ahead and make those changes. Mr. Walters?
I make a motion that we approve all these policies that are directed by state law.
Second reading. Second.
Waiving first reading, what you said. On second reading.
Is there any discussion about any of these policies?
Yeah, I wanted to call attention to 2 of them. One of them, now that they've made an adjustment as to whom can search kids, that it can be an appointed person with sufficient training by the principal instead of just locking it into 1 or 2 people.
Correct.
And the other one, and I'm not sure which one it is that I was reading, in regards to a classroom that has to be vacated because of a severe discipline problem that the parents now are having in that classroom, the kids that have to leave, they have to be notified that this has occurred.
Yes, sir. That was in legislation and now reflected in board policy.
That's
I
gonna
think
be,
that's the interference, disruption of school activity, 6306.
Yes, sir.
Is there any more discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. All agreed.
Our next item is the superintendent search process. We voted to move forward with the process with TSBA, but we have to choose a plan. Because of the law change, we are not changing our policy. We are not changing how we hire a director of schools. So we do not have to make any change to our policy because we are not doing anything different. We're gonna do it as we've always done. We do not have to make that change. So we can go forward and move forward in deciding which plan. I hope you've had a chance to look at them. It is, in your BOE. And so we need to make a decision on what we're doing, Mr. Fleener.
make a motion, we go with plan number 2 for $7,500 with TSBA on the director search. No, it's just not, it's the one, probably for clarification, it's for, them putting it out, publishing a brochure, on the criteria approved for the board, advertising, give an online survey, report to us, recruit candidates, and assist the board with the development of the employment contract and the interview guide.
That's the public one for clarification, correct?
No, not the number 3, it's the one we've done the last
The number 2's
times, yeah.
But it is the public, not the
Yes,
private.
yes.
I'm gonna second that so we can continue discussion.
Plan 2 includes all of the components of Plan 1, and then plus these components that are listed under Plan 2.
Mr. Barnes?
I'm not prepared to second because I have some questions.
I did
Oh, you
that.
said, okay.
I did that so we could discuss, so Mr. Barnes.
I'll ask a couple of questions. Thank you. Plan 2, is that the level of support that the board has used prior?
In the
That's
past,
the one we
yes.
done when we hired Jerry.
Okay, so I thought so as I read through this. My second question, I guess, back to the chair's comments that the approach will be per our policy. Is that to stay open
Yes,
and not,
that is not a closed,
and
we
not
would,
do the closed option that the legislature now offers?
no.
Okay, fantastic.
No, our policy is open, we interview openly, and we put out the names and all that, because the other option was that we could keep the names secret, we could, interview in executive session and those type of things, and we have opted not to change our policy to that, we have opted to stay, open.
Well, I guess that was in the lump of policies we just reviewed, but I would not, certainly not be in favor of going to the closed
Right,
process.
Question.
yes,
In Plan 3, even though we're not paying or taking that plan for TSBA to do those things, that doesn't mean that we're not going to do them ourselves, correct? In other words, we're still gonna have employee or community meetings to become involved in it?
we did in the past, yes,
So I wasn't here for that.
yes.
Well, they got a chance to meet with the candidates, the top
3?
3 or 4, and they had a chance, like, I know they met with the teachers, they met with the staff at the central office, they toured some schools with a school board member, and they were here the night that we interviewed that one. I think we interviewed 4, each was a different night, correct? Is that
Yes,
the way-
it was a full week.
Okay. That's the way it was with Mr. Boyd. And so that'll be the same one we done with them. Otherwise, TSBA has open sessions at the schools, but like
Tammy.
Ganger, she said that nobody had been going to those community meetings that they'd set up, I guess because they didn't understand what they were doing. But they didn't have very much reach, so for 7,500, we'd say that.
In the past, the recommendations that came from TSBA, those are the ones that you interviewed from them.
They give you the whole, the ones that put in for it.
Right.
They said, hey, these are the top, I think we asked for 3.
We asked for 3.
And then,
Yeah.
and the board voted, we're gonna take him 3, and that's when Mr. Harris was brought in as number 4. And so we did 4. So you can add one out of the interviewees that wasn't picked for their.
That's what I was about to get, is what restrictions does that have on board members adding additional people? Because I had heard that
There's not
was a
any,
problem.
no, it's our decision who we interview. I mean, they bring us the candidates that they like, but it's our decision
They'll
because
give you all the.
they gave us
material.
all the material on everybody who applied.
Okay.
And then said, we feel like these are the best fits for your community. And then we can add anybody else, because that's not the first time that had been done. It had been done before. There have been people added before.
Yeah, I know from reading around various school districts, there have been a couple of them that have had some problems with that and not happy with the search, and then they go back and we want more people, or we want to add this, and I just don't want to get that in that type of a situation.
Once we're contracted contracted till we find somebody.
Okay.
Any other discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting's open.
Yes.
All agreed.
So the last piece we have is the COP School Violence Prevention Program. I've just given you the information on this sheet of paper. Do you want to address, do you know anything about this? Because
I can if you wanna get a motion in a second, and then I'd like to.
Ms. Walters.
I make a motion that we approve to send in an application for the grant, for the COPS grant.
I'll say it.
I have a motion and a second. Can you explain this?
Sure. It is a match grant, it's 25% match, so for example, if we got the maximum amount of 500,000, the board would be responsible for a 25% match. But this is just really authorization to apply. I will say we've applied several times, we have not secured this grant, but it doesn't mean we stop trying. So we would then have to be prepared if we move forward with the grant, and I will say, if you do go through the process and you get selected, it's really not good practice to then not follow through with moving forward with the grant, especially a grant of this magnitude. So the board just needs to be aware that if we were to secure this grant, there would be a 25% match requirement.
Was this the same one that Representative Marshberger wrote a letter to them last year?
Yeah, we did not get last year.
Right.
Yeah, it's the same grant, we've applied for it several times. It's a very competitive, large scope grant, excuse me.
Yeah, I remember that.
It's worth pursuing. I think, we certainly would have to look within all the resources to identify the match, but I think the return on the investment is worth seeking the grant.
Mr. Walters?
That was my question.
Okay. Any other discussion? Can we vote, please, Jennifer?
Voting is open. done, how do you vote? All agreed.
Thank you. Alright.
Question? An update as far as our vestibules go at the schools.
You know, we're about, to complete all of them. I mean, we still have some work to do, but as far as our timeline, originally it was to be done by June, but, prior to school, start of school. Again, we've hit the same challenges, with one of our subcontractors, or one of the subcontractors, the vendors, doors and windows have been, all the construction can be completed, but we've kind of lagged behind on the final products, so, we're still we're still going to be in a position to finish prior to the first day of school on this Thursday, as of right now.
Thank you.
Yes.
What about kindergartners? What's our status? Are we having several, or are we not having several kids signing up, or is it? You know,
I mean, we're about what we projected.
Just wondering how many.
Yeah, I mean, but the actual, I mean, with kindergarten especially, our actual, I guess, most activity for enrollment is right at the beginning of school. We have some throughout the summer that will register, but year after year, when we have an influx, it's that first week of school.
What about preschool? Are we?
Every seat is full.
Every seat?
Yeah, Dr. Woods here.
Yes, I'm wondering if we're gonna lose any for the vouchers, where the kindergarten kids are gonna take it, and therefore our attendance in kindergarten will decrease.
I mean, we could, still our biggest area of where we don't obtain enrollment or lose enrollment is homeschool. And we really don't have the data on the vouchers as far as impact on us, or any district in Northeast Tennessee. I don't think any of us know, haven't received any data on the impact of vouchers on any of us.
I'm just wondering if the enrollment will drop, how many kindergarten kids less we will have.
Well, you also
this
have to
year,
remember, and that's this year's conversation and future year's conversation about the enrollment trend, and it's not because of vouchers or homeschool. We also have a declining birth rate across the nation. So public schools will be dealing with that over the next 5 to 10 years.